Hey, it's Patrick, and today I'm going to show you how to install some Denali lights on your motorcycle. As we all know, with motorcycles, normally more lighting is better. It allows you to not only be seen, but see a bunch more stuff in the ditches and farther down the road. Today, we're going to be using two Denali D7 lights and two Denali D2 lights. Now, we're also going to add in there a dial dim controller. You could wire these up just to your motorcycle without the controller, but the controller allows a much more plug-and-play style installation, and it makes the installation pretty universal for most motorcycles. We will talk about a universal harness at the end that allows a little bit more functionality, but basically the installation for almost all motorcycles is going to be very, very similar to this. As far as tools we're going to need, we'll put those down in the description below. This shouldn't take very long at all. You can do it with general hand tools. Let's get to work. So we need to get our lights mounted. We're going to start off with our D7s, which we're going to mount on the crash bars on the side of our bike. To get those mounted on there, we're going to use Denali's engine guard, what's called a horn mount. This allows us to clamp on to the engine guard and pivot this around and mount our light on it and get it pointed wherever we want. To do this, we're going to need a 4mm and a 5mm Allen, 13mm wrench, 13mm socket. We'll get this on the bike. We'll do this on both sides. I'm going to mount them exactly the same. So I mentioned a 13 and a 15mm. I didn't realize this wasn't a coated nut, that it had a cap on it. So you could tighten it up and use a 15, but I would recommend pulling that cap off there and using two 13s to tighten this up. So when you're mounting this, you need to think about how you're going to be riding your motorcycle. If you're mainly a street rider, you can mount it to the outside of this crash bar. Obviously, we ride this bike quite a bit in the dirt, so we're going to put our mount so we tuck this light in as much as we can and still have the protection from the crash bar. Once we get this mounted, we're just going to leave our wires hang for now. We're going to flip to the other side and mount the other one in the exact same way. Right, so this is going to be somewhere in there. Before you get too far along in setting up your lights, you want to make sure your fork's clear. Last thing you want to do is get down the road, go to turn, and have your fork stop by your light. Now that we have our two D7s in, we're going to move down to the fender, use our fender mount kit, and mount our two D2 lights. So to mount the D2 light to our fender, we're going to use Denali's fender mounting kit, which basically is a series of spacers and hardware. We removed the little U-shaped mount from the light. Now we just pick the corresponding bolt and spacers that'll get us out past the fender. So I'm going to remove our fender bolt with a 5mm Allen, take 4mm Allen, some Loctite, reinstall this just so it's spaced out past the fender. We'll move the other side, do the same thing. Hold. Let's do this again. Maybe we could stick some more lights on this thing. Maybe we could put some lights on our lights. We just mount some. Next, we need to move up under the seat. So I'm going to take our seat off and see what kind of room we have in there because we got to hide some stuff. We pretty much have the brains of the operation right here. We need to mount this somewhere out of the way, probably under the seat, but close enough we can get to the battery. We're not going to hook it up to the battery until the very end. We need to get this mounted. I'm going to mount it in the tray under our seat here. You can Velcro this down or zip tie it, however you want to attach it, that's fine. Just make sure you can access the battery. The next thing we need to do is we need to run our wires from our lights back to this unit. And you'll see they're marked left and right in a green and a blue. The blue is the primary light and then the green is the secondary light. Why that matters is because once we mount our handlebar switch, there'll be a corresponding light that lights up in blue or green, and that'll tell you which set of lights you're about to control. So keep that in mind with the color-coded wires. But for now, we're gonna put this in here. We're gonna make sure we have enough wire to get to our battery. We're gonna start running our wires back to this unit right here. Of course, everybody's gonna be a little bit different on their bike. Just make sure you secure them good so they're not flopping around or getting pinched by anything. Watch me struggle to get this film off of here. It'll be fun. So something to remember when you're running the wires back from the fork mounted lights is you want to give your suspension room to work. So you don't want to have these pulled real tight. You want to leave some slack in them so your suspension can work and your steering head can move back and forth without putting these in a bind. Start feeding these back. I'm gonna pop these up inside here, maybe. Yeah, coat hanger or something. It's either gonna result in a great triumph or more cussing. I'm gonna hit this with some zip ties and we'll go to the other side. So now we have all of our wires from our lights ran back to our little brain. We need to plug them in. The blue tags are your primary light. So in our case, our D7s are gonna be our primary. The green tags are our secondary. That's the fender mounted ones. Also, there's rights and lefts. So right ones go to right, left ones go to left. We'll plug all those in and we're gonna bundle up all of our excess slack. We're gonna zip tie it so it fits in a nice little nest down here. Then we have one last wire to run. We need to mount our dial up on our handlebars. Pretty self-explanatory, 2 screws go in the back. Once we get that mounted up there, I'm gonna put ours on the left-hand side. We'll hide one more wire, run it back and plug it in. We'll get ready to power this up. Might have to swap, there we go. Okay. So now we're all plugged in and we have to hot our system up. That's gonna require 2 things. One, we need to take our leads down to our battery. We're gonna pull our fuse out, the red to the positive, black to the ground side, put our fuse back in. We have 1 wire left, this little mini harness here. It has a posi tap with the words ignition on it. We have to find a 12-volt switched wire. It means when the key comes on, that wire's hot. We're going to attach our posi tap to that. That's gonna make everything come on when we turn the key on. Now, there are a few other features we're not using. You could use these posi taps and hook into your turn signals. What that does, when you turn your turn signals on, it will use the lights that you just hooked up, no matter how many you have on the left and right. We also use them as turn signals. You could hook one up to your horn button. When you honk your horn, all the lights will flash. We're not using those features, so all we're going to do is hook up our ignition. We'll tidy everything up after everything's plugged in, and then we're gonna turn our lights on and check where our beams point. After that, we'll come back and we'll touch base on the functionality of the dial. Tabs feel dirty. It's not going anywhere. So we got everything installed, hotted up. We have the lights pointed how we want them to shine. We're gonna flip our ignition on. The first thing we're going to see is an indication of our battery voltage. Ours is low, that's why we got that little red flash. We go one tap, that's gonna turn on the blue circuit. You can see as if we can dial it up and down. So you can see the light get less and more, however dim or bright the light is. 2 taps turns on our green circuit, same thing. Lower, higher. Now to turn these off, you just press and hold. We're gonna press and hold, green circuit off, press and hold, blue circuit off. It's just as easy as that, really easy to do when you're going down the road. We have plenty of lighting. All in all, this is gonna take you probably about 2 hours in your garage, with the bulk of that being eaten up by just honestly running wires and getting a nice clean installation. Actually bolting the lights on, putting everything under the seat, it's pretty easy to do, and it really all plugs in. Most of your time is gonna be spent hiding wires. This is overall pretty easy install you can do with hand tools in your garage. If you're looking for more information on this stuff, go ahead and hit that info tab on your desktop mobile device. That'll take you to the product detail page where you can read other writers' reviews and more specs about all of this Denali stuff. If you're still looking for more information, feel free to reach out to our customer service team. They would love to talk to you about what works best for you, your motorcycle, and your budget. I am Patrick. Thank you for watching. Now go work on those motorcycles.